Okay, we're recording again, and then we'll go ahead and start the next game in the streak. So we just finished the VSFi, and the next thing in the streak is a Centaur. Let's see, the Elliptic Streak. I'm looking at the page now. Yep, it's a Centaur Air Elementalist. There we go. So obviously this is kind of a weird combo. You don't really want to be a caster and a Centaur at the same time. You know, a rainy day tomorrow, I feel like you just immediately pick up a bow, honestly. But at the same time, you can't rely on that happening in any kind of reasonable amount of time. So what we're going to do is manually train air magic and actually, we're just going to manually train conjurations. Okay. First things first, we want to find something to dance around. We found it. Okay, good. Oh boy, we find a sling immediately. That's not bad. Although, we don't have anything to use it with, so we're not going to put it on. It could be cursed. That would be a real shame. There's a dagger. We will try to put that on. If that was cursed, I guess that'd be a shame, but... Remember, we are way faster even than the fastest stuff that D1 has to offer, so I would have to get shafted into some kind of really obnoxious surround to die. Nice, double zaps. Just smack people with the sling or garrote them. Is that how that works? So yeah, don't think that just because we're training conjurations right now, that doesn't mean we're going to become like Blaster Caster Man, you know? I don't want this guy to waste a stone, so I'm pulling him to an area. Well, that's actually, there's no double zaps. Whoops. There's the double zap I wanted. What would I have to find to convince you to become a Blaster Mage? Well, a manual would probably help. Manual of Conjurations, perhaps, or Air Magic. That would be potentially worth it. Some kind of hugely plus int item would be worth it, I guess. Mostly a manual, though. Biggest problem is I really hate playing casters if my aptitudes suck. I can make it work, but it's just painful. Were there arrows? Did I miss arrows? Yeah, there's arrows. Thank you. And stones. Let's pick up stones. And javelins, for that matter. Okay, fully explored D1. I see that there's a mace, which is a better melee weapon. Fix my auto pickup. Yeah, I really ought to do that, huh? I just haven't. My bad. Right, so before we go to D2, let's use one of our 2 stacks of scrolls. It's fog. We unfortunately have no potions, so let's try not to get owned. Let's try not to need them. God, I hope I don't get shafted on this character, but it wouldn't be the end of the world since it's a centaur, you know? I'm actually way more excited for the next character, which is a Draconian Artificer. That's going to be fun, you know, because it's going to invalidate all of the dumb random BS that can happen in the early game, and then I'm going to be able to just decide what to play as the character progresses, you know. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I know we can kill this dude with 4 mana. They just have to all be double zaps. Yeah, I love Artificer Tone. It's the best class because and like I said, it just takes away all the BS in the early game that can happen. In the VSFi, I almost died because I got shafted from like D2 to D4 right next to a bunch of Orc Priest, like an Orc Priest and an Orc Wizard. It was so dumb. You know, imagine if I had lost the streak from that. No fault of my own, just bad luck. You know? Joke's on me for playing in the dungeon, right? Like, that's what I get for going downstairs. I mean, what are you supposed to do to avoid that, you know? How good are Draconians? They're okay. The breath weapon is quite nice. The free AC is quite nice. The lack of GDR is painful, which is why going stat form on them is advised, or dragon form for that matter. Let's get strength. We don't know if we're going pure casting yet, so strength is the safe play. But GDR is bad, Roseman. Yeah, whoever... Let me show you guys something that's a perfect example of how condescending the devs are in this game. You know, it's just asinine. They think they know best about everything. Look at this. If you're making equipment decisions based on this, please reconsider. Doesn't that seem like a little bit condescending to you? You know, and that's like the edited nice way of the way they usually phrase that. Like, if you talk about GDR like it's something that matters, the devs will actually make fun of you in the Roguelikes Discord. It's really, really asinine. Which is funny, because GDR is hugely important. It matters a lot. Anyway, let's grab these sling bullets. I could still swap to this sling, and that would honestly be a pretty decent place to... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Here's a mistake. I didn't memorize static discharge. That's really important. In case I were to get surrounded by like bees or something. Swiftness less important on a centaur. I'm faster than everything anyway. Proper play against bees is control Q. I disagree. So ordinarily I would never wake up an adder, but believe it or not, we are faster. We are a little bit faster than this adder. Although, to be honest, I probably shouldn't have woken him up without doing the rest of the floor first, because something could like interrupt me on this merry chase that I'm bringing him on. And that would just be no good. So I think what we'll do is we'll pull his ass up, hopefully not getting owned in the process, and we didn't get owned, very good. I don't think he could one-shot us anyway. Now let's see if I can find a nice little chamber where I can double zap his ass to death. Here's one. Here's another. If we stopped miscasting, that'd be pretty sick. Kind of letting him get hits on me. He's a little bit faster than I had hoped. Forgot that these guys can almost keep pace with me. There we go. Double zap takes him down. So, Shock's accuracy blows. I probably could have used static discharge instead, I guess. Probably to do that faster, but at the same time I didn't even want to really take the chance of getting hit by him if I could avoid it. That sounds fun, Tone. That's sort of true in this game if you're around crystal walls. Okay, adder number 2, Electric Boogaloo. Obviously, I would rather that I wasn't fighting 2 adders on D2. What are you going to do, though? Whoops, I just wasn't even paying attention. Got some food out of it. Got him. So we're training spellcasting up to 2. And after that, I think we're actually going to train some fighting. Up to like 5, you know, why not? Okay, I'm faster than jackals. Not a lot of stuff is faster than me. Not at this point in the game. And for the things that are faster, we're eventually gonna have swiftness available, so. In fact, I guess we could get it now. What would you do if you weren't a centaur? So what if I was like something else and an air elementalist? I would stick with being an air elementalist probably. Are you saying what would I do against adders? I mean, what situation are you referring to? Like, how would I handle what if I wasn't a centaur? Let's say you're a DrAE in that same situation with the adders. Well, if they're sleeping, I would just kind of quietly walk away from them. If that failed, I guess I would probably try to static discharge them to death, depending on what the percentage on static discharge was. You can also, with a little bit of luck, you can shock them, but you can still shock them to death without being able to kite them. You just kind of have to, like, let's say you're standing here and you have him right here. Get him in a spot where you can always get the double zaps easily, even while he remains next to you. And just spam out your, you know, your mana on him for as long as you can and hope that you don't get poisoned to death. Like, see, I just did it there. It's pretty doable. But it would be, let's just say it would be unfortunate to be in that situation. Adders are not a particularly fair enemy for a lot of starts. Scroll of Identify, let's identify Potion. Let's drink a 2-stack, that's brilliant, okay, fine. Let's identify, we'll identify a scroll, because we're just going to wear these rings. One's a cursed ring of teleportation, fine. Wear the sling, wear the mace. Is there anything I care about that could be cursed? Not really. Yeah, there's no auto lose. There's degeneration, which is really goddamn obnoxious, but it won't kill you in the early game. It'll just make your early game kind of painful. Let's remove curse. Dropping this ring of teleportation, because screw that. Tempted to go slings. We're certainly going to use this sling. I mean, look at this. We can just do this with 0 skill. Why bother being a caster anymore at this point? I'm going to get swiftness. Probably won't ever use it, but... Okay, let's not get too rambunctious here. Also, don't double zap yourself. It is possible. Anyway, I say don't get rambunctious because, yep, there it is. That's an orc wizard. Now this dude could easily wreck my ass, and there's really not a lot I could do about it. If he were to decide to perma-confuse me, I'd just be owned. Whoa, 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 hold on. Let's play slowly like we're on a streak in level 4. How about that? That is an orc priest. We're a lot faster than him, but... you know, all it takes is a couple hits for him to just ruin my life. So how about we go up. I'm on a streak, but I think I'm about to lose it. Are you, Lustful Pastries? I thought you said you hadn't played in a while. Anyway, let's use this 2-stack. Alright, we found Telly. I'm almost inclined to skip the floor. You know, finding an Orc Priest on certain characters is an automatic floor skip. Although this guy... this guy, we could make it work. Kind of. I'd need to train a few slings. I need my slings to be faster. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You've got a blowgun. Go down, go up, go down, go up. If he hits me with both of them, I have to go up. He could actually get me to lethal. Here's your answer to the Orc Priest, assuming you can take it. Well, the problem is that 17 plus 17 is 27 plus 7 is 34 damage. So that's not enough to kill me. Okay. So I guess I don't need to... Basically, he can get 2 full damage smites on me. Bro, I should be using my sling bullets for this guy. But instead, we get the double zap. So yeah, as you say, this is a half decent. This is an okay answer. Obviously, we would like to have throwing, so we're going to train some. This may very well end up being a throw minotaur, or a throw centaur, rather. Probably shouldn't be auto-exploring still, but... But yeah, we're going to need to keep the... What I was trying to say earlier is we have to keep the priest at full line of sight distance, or else we could die. So auto-exploring is probably a big-ass mistake. How do you feel about the Arcane Marksman start? I mean, it's okay, mostly because you start with a ranged weapon. Start with a sling in most characters, as it's a relatively free game. I mean, D1 kind of sucks still because you can get shafted and you don't really have a way out. I forget if they get any... Do they get any outs? Do they get, like, dispersal tomahawks like warpers do? Probably not. They get nothing good? Yeah, I didn't think so. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be my favorite start then. Bro. Two kobolds with Bubba blowguns in a row. Let's hope we don't run into our friendly neighborhood orc priest. Crap, he's following me. Yeah, Arcane Marksman essentially is just a worse hunter. Hate to say it, but it's true. You know what, let's pull this guy the same way we did. Double zap. Plus 0 blowgun, yeah. Although the big problem is not the priest, the big problem is the wizard. You know, I'm inclined to actually skip this floor now, because, well, let me think. Guess we have ambrosia, but I'm gonna go down. And you hear the sound of rushing water. Yeah, but the big deal is not getting perma-confused. We could cheese the priest down if we need to, very, very carefully, but the reality is that there's really nothing we could do to beat the wizard if the game just decided to screw me. Okay, this is cool. We can zap through this stuff. Getting a bunch of nice double zaps, very good. Don't underestimate shock. Shock is amazing. Hey, Asimov, how you doing? That emoji set. Good God. All right. Well, we have static discharge castable. Oh, you like that, Chad? That's new. Okay, we static discharge to kill that adder. I would rather not do that, but because it can damage me a little bit. This is a bit of a problem because like running away from this stuff is not possible in here due to the water, but we have tele, so it's not a big deal. Also, I wouldn't say it's impossible to run through the water, it's just we can't escape. I don't think we can escape adders because they're not impeded by the water like we are. Nonfiction books, huh? I'll be publishing a nonfiction book sometime in the near future. Dude, did we not find anything? I guess we found scrolls of teleport and blink. That's okay. That's really good, actually. Let's, well, we don't have any 2 stacks of unknown things, though, so we'll have to just live with that for the time being. Wand of Acid. Alright. Alright, that's really good. Go ahead and start training evocations. Needles of Sleeping, not bad, not good either. You know, our stealth is crap, so Needles of Sleeping are largely useless to us, sad to say. Conquest of Elysium? Nope, haven't heard of that, sorry. Okay, we can deal with this clown. And I can do it without using resources if I'm so inclined. Okay, check it out. I am going to use resources to kill this. I used 1 acid. That was totally worth it. Hit this guy with poison. Notice how I'm keeping him at the edge of line of sight, alright? He hits me, but I'm not super scared. Oh wait, he's not at edge of line of sight anymore. Looks as sick as possible. He'll probably die. Yep, he dies. But yeah, what's good about Artificer? Wand of Enslavement seems situational at best, and Wand of Random Effects seems actively harmful to winning. Well, both of those are tools that you need to use in very particular ways. First of all, Wand of Flame will kill just about anything. Even adders, which are notorious for having high evasion, you'll hit them. Enslavement is amazing. You can use one really strong thing to kill another really strong thing. You can enslave something that's about to own you and tell it to run away, and then you just leave, so it resets fights. Very multi-purpose, very amazing. Random Effects is more of a wildcard tool. Like, you really have to use it in a very particular way, which is that you want to be on a staircase going up that leads to a totally safe floor. Mr. Big Obnoxious Dude, like let's say it's a two-headed ogre, an ogre or something like that, is approaching you. You use random effects at the edge of line of sight. He hastes or berserks. You say, wow, this sucks, and then you go upstairs. Then you come back down a different staircase, and the effect is over. That is probably the only way you should ever be using that particular tool. Wow. I kind of did that fight wrong, but that's okay. I knew I could get away with it by virtue of being a centaur. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chaos Brand, just because it can screw you really badly. In a similar vein, would you ever advise to use EOS staff? Maybe, probably not. I mean, the issue with EOS staff is like, you know, it's a guaranteed quote-unquote good item. Alright, so it's like, let's say that it spawns and you're lucky and it's +4, because that can happen. That happens with pretty big regularity in my experience. +4 quarterstaff is incredible. You'll kill a lot of things in one hit. On a character that just really needs some help, I guess maybe. I mean, but it is an actively harmful brand, as you say, and I think it will get you killed if you try to fool around with it a little too much. Okay, he's hasted. We're still faster than him while he's hasted. Let's go up. We do have remove curse, so we can try this Onyx Ring on. Ooh, it's +5 strength. That's sick. Pretty well devoted to being a throwing guy at this point, although we could still switch if need be. How good is base quarterstaff if you never find a Lajatang? Not great. I mean, it's okay. It's still a really good weapon, I suppose. We acid the Orc Wizard because we don't want to get perma-confused. That's just a resource use I'm willing to take due to the fact that they can kill me regardless of anything, you know? Got him. So that'll eventually work. By the way, one of the cool things about training throwing is that I'm getting slings training. But in the end, throwing is way better. Haha. Okay, we can, Okay, bro. That's cute, I guess, that you're hasted. Nice potion of haste. Imagine doing that and not being a centaur. Okay, yeah, he's a little faster than me. We'll use blink, that's fine. Goodbye, buddy. We would like to find him. There he is. If he has another potion, I'm going to be a little upset. Wait, what am I doing? I should be using the blowgun. So why am I doing this, you might be wondering? Because I want his cloak. It's a little bit of experience, or a little bit of AC, also I guess a little bit of experience. Free 1 AC. Well, I wouldn't say free, I had to use a blink scroll because of that BS. Youth is a Chad, Edort. He's the ultimate Chad. Alright, so once again the game memes me and shows me a FedHOS alter before anything else. I don't want to go FedHOS. I guess I could go FedHOS, you know. Out of all the characters that could do it, this is probably the one that it might be worth doing it on. If only because if I keep going with throwing and slings, I'm not going to want for ammo, you know. But it is a little bit questionable, considering that FedHOS is crap, so I think we're going to not do FedHOS. Yes, Asmo, some gods will be changed. Yeah, GoZag is the power play. I mean, you're going to see me doing GoZag quite a lot in this streak since it's the optimal thing to do 9 times out of 10. Wait, what am I doing? That could be... Well, it's not confuse, so... But he is just doing crap loads of damage to me. Let's get that double zap. There we go. Yeah, rainy day, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, am I going to nerf GoZag in my fork? That's a good question. Maybe. He does seem quite good, but I'm not sure if that's even really a problem, you know? Yeah, GoZag did get nerfed, but mostly he got nerfed for the purposes of ziggurats more than anything else. Trog is strong, but he's also, I mean, I don't know. It just depends. It depends what your purpose is. I'm not sold on the idea that there's inherently a problem with GoZag being really strong, you know? And apparently, as Rainy Day says, I'm the only player he knows that ranks GoZag above Trog and GrTm. So, I mean, it's not even agreed upon that GoZag is the most powerful god. I think he is, but if he's not even the most powerful god, does he need nerfed? I don't know. He's certainly the most powerful in some ways. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, never mind, never mind. This is not Trunk. He doesn't know how to use that Ice Blast. Okay, it's gonna freak out, because this thing has Ice Blast. Imagine just losing to that immediately. Well, no, not really a Dort. It's just, I'm just saying that it's, I mean, it is good to look into what other people think, you know? One of the things about my fork is that I'm not going to just ignore what the community thinks about a particular topic. Alright, dude. Alright, dude. Please die. Okay. So we could go bows now. Kind of makes me regret throwing so early. I mean, the thing is, that the bottom line is, like, I'm not infallible. I could be wrong about something, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to make these decisions without at least seeing what other people think about it, you know? I mean, should I assume that... I assume by this you think that GoZag should be nerfed, is that right? Happens to be something you agree with GoZag being top tier? Okay. How would you compare him to GrTm and Trog? Well, I mean, it seems like you're concerned about gods being too powerful, right? So, like in terms of winnability, comparing like Trog, Ru, Gozag. I don't think Ru remotely needs a nerf, by the way, Asimov. Like, don't worry about that. I think Ru's in a good spot. That's... I know I'm being a little bit nitpicky, but that's not entirely true at Dort. We saw on my Kobold that it was actually very painful to worship Gozag on him. He doesn't really fit on characters that have carnivores, so I guess mainly just kobolds and ghouls and trolls. Bro, could you die already? Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, finally. Gozag will starve a troll to death. Well, he almost starved my kobold to death. But yeah, I mean, I guess it does fit on every character, but Che fits on every character. He's less powerful, but name me a character that wouldn't benefit from Che's, benefits, his stats. Gozag is just a flat power boost. Alright, but most gods are flat power boosts if you think about it. I mean, very few of them have major trade-offs. I mean, Trog has a major trade-off, okay, fine. That's, of course, no magic. Which doesn't matter because he gives you the best magic in the game, which is summon bros. Alright, so then you've got Retinule. There's no trade-off, really, at all for worshipping Retinule, except for no stat form, but why do you need stat form if you got a million allies? An instant power... Okay, instant power boost, that's an excellent point. Hey, Tone, what's up, man? I would agree with you, he is the only god outside of Uskawa that gives you an instant power boost. Now, Uskawa gives you everything the god has to offer immediately. It just happens to get better as you train your invocations. So I don't know. I mean, comparing the two, obviously Gozag is way better than Uskawa, but that's at least one example where you do get instant help. Uskawa's kind of on the weak side. I wouldn't say that. He's on the awkward side. He's a little awkward to use. I mean, if you get Faith, Uskawa becomes an incredible powerhouse god, if you ask me. Uskawa's probably my favorite god in this game. Let's Ice Blast these dudes. They got slowed. Let's go up. We have found a ton of wands, which is just incredible at this point. Well, Lustful Pastries, I think that's actually the fun thing about Usk. Very, very few gods allow you, really, to stay in combat for a long time. Like Makleb lets you stay in combat for a long time, and that's pretty cool. Shock this guy to death. And Usk rewards you. He gives you incredible rewards for staying in combat past your welcome. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. Hep's boring. Yeah, I mean, Heppel's powerful, but as you say, he's pretty boring. Hey, how about we poison this dude to death? Just kind of training fighting to not decide what it is that I want to go for long term. It's probably going to be throwing. Start step 1 worship Hep, step 2 profit, basically. I'll tell you the most fun thing about HUAK, by the way, for me, is not just the fact that he encourages you to stay in combat, which is interesting. It's the fact that his capstone, okay, get this, his capstone where you insta-kill things, it's not actually an offensive ability. You think it is. You get tricked into thinking like, oh yeah, I just want to use this and like wreck dudes and it kills stuff. Alright, great, cool. It's actually a janky controlled blink. It's meant to be a defensive ability. You're meant to use it to escape combat. Now you have to kind of arrange things really perfectly for that to work, you know, because you need dudes to be in the right spot. But you feel like this incredible, like powerful ninja guy if you play HUAK a certain way, which is one of the most beautiful things about it. To me, that's the coolest thing about video games, is that they can make you feel a certain way if they're designed well. And I don't know if it was entirely by accident, or perhaps the fact that, well, actually, I don't know. Who designed HUAK? Does anybody know? Okay, that's it. Getting double zapped. This is a brutal entrance to a floor. Thankfully, this character is just strong as hell. But yeah, I mean, with regards to balancing gods at Dort, I think the whole conversation should first be like sort of parameterized. You know, what's the goal? Do you want to balance gods so that they're all roughly the same power? Do you want there to be gods that only have certain niches? Because I think it's a little less interesting when it's like, well, this is my caster god. I'm playing my caster god. I'm going Sif or Vehumet on my caster god. I think it's very interesting when you create, like if I was going to remove or change anything, it would probably be like Sif Muna or Vehumet, just because they're so pigeonholed. And I'm just like way more interested in the idea that you could do anything with almost any god, or you could do like janky strategies with it. You know, that's one of the things that makes GoZag interesting to me, is the fact that it can be used on anything. Now, is it maybe a little too powerful? Yeah, fine. Especially with regards to the fact that it offers you an enormous power boost right as soon as you get it. Yeah, Tone, that's a fair point. Although certain gods don't work at all on certain characters. If you nerf MiBe, you make the already bad newbie experience worse. I would never nerf MiBe. I agree with that statement entirely. Are you still wearing robes? Yeah, and I probably shouldn't be. There's even a chainmail of fire resistance, although I will say this, being able to sling shock is still kind of useful. But probably, you know what, it's not necessary. Let's grab the chainmail. Let's not exclude the chainmail. Alright, that's a big power boost. Thank you for the tip there, Lustle Pastries. I didn't even realize that it spawned. Alright, I think we'll probably stop the stream after I choose my god, or maybe before. First of all, let's use some of these scrolls. Ooh, enchant armor. I guess we'll do the cloak. Yeah, we'll enchant up this cloak. We won't blow scrolls, the final scroll though, on the body armor, because I don't think we need that kind of help immediately. Identify, identify, identify. Magic, Berserk, Rage. Let's risk getting degenerated. We got mutated. Oof. Oh, sick. This is actually not half bad. I'll take Frail in exchange for MR+. That's actually fine with me. Is my fork up at the moment? It's on and off. I haven't really advertised this anywhere, but technically it's playable on, well, I'll give you the link later if you want, but basically the only change right now is some name changes on artifacts. There are a few things I'm working on that I haven't made live, so I wouldn't really bother with it right now since there's just nothing to really see on it. Anyway, so we have Trog available. We've got part of the problem, by the way, like check this out. If I were to go, yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, Tone, I wouldn't expect anybody to play the fork if it's just name changes of stuff. That's ridiculous. Definitely not. What am I, the mainline devs? But anyway, so check this out. If I were to go Trog, all right, one of the fun things about going Trog on a Centaur is that he'll gift you ammo, and you can get gifted, you know, weapons. So you get like a speed longbow. Okay, cool, fine, great. But one of the issues with that is like he will, because I've trained a little bit of throwing, he'll think, oh, you want throwing shit from now until forever. And instead of giving you arrows like you'd like, sometimes he'll just like throw arrows and sometimes he'll throw like rocks at you and sling bullets and you know, needles, and that's all great and fine if you're going throwing, but it's not great if you're going bows. So by training even like a little bit of throwing, I've almost pigeonholed myself into not using a god that gives ammo. Oka unfortunately does the same, has the same effect. We could do like a throwback here. I used to go Oka on Centaurs and then swap off to Zen, like a full-on Leo Littlebook strategy. This is why we play Nemelex. Well, Nemelex is not even in this temple, so even if I wanted to use Nemelex, he wouldn't really be available. What is available here? We got our boy Gozag. Just got a troll to temple. Should I go HUASk? Yeah, rainy day, why not? Could be fun. Could be a lot of fun, actually. HUASk Troll is a ton of fun. You do a huge amount of damage with your claws, and it triggers his abilities faster. Gonna rep blokes and say Che. No, I don't think we're going Che. Not on a Centaur. Yeah, actually, I think we're just done for the night. I'll decide on God later on. This will be a nice cliffhanger. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun having you guys keep me company here in the stream. It's always cool. I appreciate everyone showing up. We won, you know, tonight we won our Vinestalker fighter. So we got 12 games in the bag, and here's our 13th, which I think is going just fine. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Until next time, I'm signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.